Wait, stop scrolling, because this ain't on your screen by accident. You've been asking God for a sign, right? Well, this is that sign. You've been running on empty, tired, misunderstood, wondering if God still sees you. And just when you thought heaven went quiet, He sent you this message. Because something's shifting in your spirit. You can feel it. Everything around you is changing. People walking away, doors closing, silence louder than it's ever been. But listen, it's not falling apart, it's falling into place. Chosen one, this is the moment God begins to reveal your true purpose. So don't move, don't scroll, don't blink, because what you're about to hear could be the divine confirmation you've been waiting for. The awakening begins when God's about to elevate someone. When He's unlocking destiny, He first creates divine discomfort. You stop fitting in where you used to. You can't laugh at the same jokes, can't vibe with the same crew. And the stuff you used to chase, it just doesn't hit the same. That's not depression, that's alignment. It's your soul preparing for revelation, because when you're chosen, you're not made to blend in. You're built to stand out. Even when it feels lonely, you've probably whispered, "God, why is everybody else moving forward while I'm stuck?" But listen, delay ain't denial. It's development. You're not behind. You're being built. Before purpose comes revelation. And before revelation comes separation. God will quietly remove what can't travel with your next chapter. Friends, habits, comfort zones, maybe even that job you thought you'd retire from. It stings, man. Feels like the whole world's turning its back on you. But it's not falling apart. It's falling into alignment, because the chosen walk different. You've been set apart for something sacred. He's saying, stop chasing validation from those who can't see your vision. You're stepping into a realm only faith can unlock. Sometimes God goes quiet right before the breakthrough. That silence, it'll mess with your head. You pray. Nothing. You wait. Nothing. But hear me, He's not ignoring you. He's instructing you. The teacher's always silent during the test. God's silence isn't punishment. It's proof. Proof that He trusts you to walk by faith, not sight. So if you're hearing this right now, that's confirmation. He ain't done with you yet. There's a shift coming, chosen one. You can feel it. That pressure in your chest, that pull to level up. The same people who doubted you will one day say, "I always knew you'd make it." But they didn't. Only God did. You've been hidden, not because you're unworthy, but because He's not ready to reveal you yet. God hides His sharpest weapons until it's time for battle. And you, my friend, are that weapon. So stop doubting. Stop shrinking. What's coming next is gonna make every tear and setback make sense. Look, I get it. Life's heavy. You've faced heartbreaks, betrayals, fake love, fake support. You've had nights staring at the ceiling thinking, what am I even doing with my life? But that's where transformation begins. When everything else fades, God finally has your attention. He's whispering right now. You're not meant to stay broken. You're meant to rise. So breathe. Don't rush the process. You're not late. You're becoming. Your awakening isn't coming. It's already happening. Every coincidence, every random peace moment, every dream, that's confirmation. God's aligning your steps, preparing you for the purpose He placed in you before you were born. You are not random. You are called. You've seen enough fake to crave the real. You've lost enough to understand gratitude. Everything you've been through wasn't to break you. It was to build your anointing. Your story isn't wasted. Your scars are someone else's survival guide. Don't hide your past. God will turn it into a testimony that heals others.
Heavens calling your name. God saying, I'm about to reveal why you had to go through all that. You've cried enough. Now it's time to receive. Say it out loud. I'm ready, God. Reveal my purpose, because your awakening has already begun. If this message hit your spirit, don't just scroll away. That feeling, that's confirmation. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Comment, I'm ready, if you feel God's hand moving in your life. Subscribe so you never miss the word that keeps your faith strong. Remember, this isn't coincidence. It's divine alignment. God is about to reveal your true purpose, and this is just the beginning of your awakening. Every chosen one fights two wars at once, the one the world sees and the one nobody talks about. That quiet battle inside your chest, yeah, that one. The thoughts that won't shut up at night, the doubts that creep in when you should feel confident. You wake up tired though you slept 8 hours. You smile in public and collapse inside. You try to pray, but sometimes all you can do is sigh. Listen, that's not weakness, that's warfare. Because when destiny's close, the enemy attacks the mind first. He can't stop what God promised, so he tries to convince you it was never promised at all. He whispers, "You're not enough. You missed your chance. Nobody cares." But every lie is proof you're getting closer to truth. If you weren't dangerous to darkness, darkness wouldn't bother you. Waiting is the hardest classroom heaven ever built. It feels like God hit pause on your life while everyone else got play. You scroll through your feed, new houses, new relationships, new wins, and you start wondering, what about me? But remember this, God never rushes a masterpiece. Diamonds take pressure, oaks take seasons, and purpose takes patience. When you're chosen, you don't grow like grass. You grow like trees, slow roots, deep foundation, because what God's building in you has to outlast storms. Sometimes God hides you to heal you. You'll lose circles, routines, and noise until it's just you and him, and you'll think you're being punished, but no, you're being prepared. See, isolation exposes what distraction used to hide. It shows you who you really are when nobody's watching, and that's where transformation starts. You learn how to talk to God without a crowd. You learn peace that doesn't depend on playlists. You learn silence can be sacred. The world calls it being lonely. Heaven calls it private training. Chosen ones don't just face big blessings, they face big bait. Right before the reveal, the wrong doors look right. Old habits call back. Old flames text back. Old fears whisper, "Come on, just one more time." But remember, temptation always shows up dressed like comfort. If you bite, you delay the blessing. The enemy can't destroy your purpose, so he distracts you until you destroy it yourself. So when you feel that pull, breathe and say, "Not this time. I've come too far to go back." Because every no you say now becomes a yes to your next level. There's a voice that rises in you when you get still. It's quiet but fierce. It's the Holy Spirit reminding you you're built for this. Sometimes it sounds like conviction, other times like encouragement. Either way, that's divine guidance. So stop doubting your discernment. You're hearing God more than you think. You just expected thunder when he speaks in whispers. Let's be real. Some nights you just want to quit. You've prayed, fasted, done all the right things, and still nothing moves. You start saying, maybe I'm not chosen. Maybe I misheard. Nah, you didn't mishear. You're just mid-battle. Every hero's story has a breaking point. That moment before breakthrough, when everything screams, it's over. That's exactly where miracles are born. When the weight gets unbearable, that's heaven's signal. They're ready for new strength. So instead of quitting, rest. Cry if you need to. But don't pack up, because right after pain comes power. Think about it. Muscles only grow under resistance. So every closed door, every rejection, every not yet, that's spiritual weight training. God's not punishing you. He's conditioning you. You prayed for a platform? He's teaching you patience. You prayed for influence? He's teaching you integrity. You prayed for love? He's showing you self-worth first. Everything you asked for is being answered, just not the way you expected. And then one morning, you'll wake up and feel different. The heaviness will start to lift. A peace you can't explain will slide over your heart. That's the shift. That's what you've been fighting for. You'll look back and realize every lonely night, every unanswered prayer was shaping the version of you that could carry purpose without pride. Because purpose without process becomes poison. And God loves you too much to let that happen. You're not just surviving, you're transforming. The battle within is teaching you who you truly are. You're realizing your worth isn't in titles, money, or likes. It's in being known by heaven. You're realizing your voice carries weight because it's been refined in silence. You're realizing you don't chase energy anymore. You protect it. That's maturity. That's divine evolution. You won't always feel chosen. Some days faith will be dry and obedience will feel like walking blindfolded through fog. Do it anyway, because faith isn't emotion, it's decision. And every time you choose trust over fear, you move the unseen in your favor. Remember, feelings fade. Purpose doesn't. Right now, heaven's saying, keep standing. The battle within means victory ahead. Every attack was confirmation you're carrying something holy. Every delay was proof that destiny's being perfected. So, straighten up, soldier. The war inside is ending, and what's being born in you is strength the world's never seen. If this message hit your spirit, don't keep it to yourself. Someone you love is fighting the same invisible war. Share this video. Be the confirmation they prayed for. Comment, I'm still standing. Subscribe so you don't miss part 3. This isn't entertainment. This is divine alignment. You've survived the battle within. Now get ready, because in part 3, God begins to reveal the reason behind the fight. Stay ready, chosen one. Revelation is next.
You made it through the battle within. You faced the noise, the doubt, the silence. And now the air feels different, doesn't it? It's like the storm finally broke and sunlight is touching places in your soul that were dark for years. That's not magic, that's clarity. Revelation doesn't always arrive with fire and lightning. Sometimes it comes as a quiet moment of peace when you suddenly understand why things had to unfold the way they did. You start to see the pattern in the pain. You start to connect the dots between every delay, every door that closed, every no that saved you. The same situations that once made you cry now make you grateful, because you realize if you'd gotten what you wanted back then, you wouldn't have been ready to keep it. What felt like rejection was actually redirection, and what felt like silence was space for growth. That's revelation, not information, but illumination. It's the light that hits your heart and makes you say, oh, now I get it. For so long, you asked, why me? Now the question shifts to, what do I do with what I've learned? Because revelation is responsibility. Once you see truth, you can't unsee it. Once you recognize purpose, you can't keep pretending you don't have one. So this is the moment you stop surviving your story and start serving with it. You stop replaying the hurt and start rebuilding from it. Purpose rarely announces itself with trumpets. It whispers through passion. It pulls you towards certain causes, certain people, certain dreams that just won't die. That idea that won't leave you alone, that skill you almost buried, that's your clue. When revelation hits, purpose moves from theory to action. You start creating, helping, mentoring, forgiving, not because you have to, but because you want to. You finally understand serving others is how you heal yourself. Look back for a second. Every person you lost taught you discernment. Every delay taught you patience. Every closed door pushed you toward the one that mattered. Revelation turns memory into wisdom. It makes peace with the past so you can step boldly into tomorrow. And when you look at your reflection now, you don't just see the pain, you see the person who endured it. You see proof that growth is real. Sometimes the deepest revelations are the smallest things. A sunrise after another long night, a stranger's kindness when you least expect it, a laugh you thought you'd lost. Each one says you're still here for a reason. Grace isn't loud, it's faithful, and it shows up in the details once your eyes adjust to the light. After revelation, prayer changes. It stops being a wish list and becomes a conversation. You stop begging for outcomes and start asking for wisdom. You begin to say, if it's meant for me, help me recognize it. If it's not, help me release it. That's maturity, and that's freedom. Nothing around you changed overnight. You changed. And that shift in perspective is the real miracle. You start walking lighter. You start speaking kinder. You start living intentional. Because once you understand purpose, you stop chasing what drains you and start protecting what grows you. Revelation doesn't make life perfect. It makes it clear. And clarity is a kind of peace money can't buy. Now that you see, your job is simple. Keep the light on. There are people still stuck in the battle you survived. Be their reminder that peace is possible. You don't need a pulpit or a platform, just presence. The way you carry yourself, the patience in your tone,
the compassion you show. That's how revelation travels. Let your healing become someone else's hope. At last, you stop wrestling with what could have been. You start trusting what is. You realize purpose isn't a destination, it's a direction. And every step, even the messy ones, count. You can breathe now. You can smile without pretending. That's the fruit of revelation, peace that stays. If these words stirred something inside you, take a moment. Don't rush to the next video. Sit in this light a little longer. Comment, "I see it now." Share this message with someone who's finally ready to understand their journey. Subscribe so you don't miss part 4, Walking in Purpose, where we turn revelation into real-world action. Remember, revelation isn't about knowing more, it's about becoming more. And this is only the beginning. Keep walking, chosen one. The light you found is the path ahead.
You've seen the truth. You've felt the shift. Now comes the real test, walking in it. Because revelation means nothing if it doesn't reshape your motion. It's easy to say, "I've changed." It's harder to live like it. Walking in purpose ain't about perfection. It's about direction. You're not chasing validation anymore. You're chasing alignment. You move different because now you know different. Every decision you make, every place you step, you're building something sacred. You used to go wherever the noise was loudest. Now you go where peace feels loudest. When you're walking in purpose, you stop forcing things that don't fit. You don't beg for doors to open anymore. You trust the right ones to unlock at the right time. And when something ends, a friendship, a job, a season, you don't fall apart. You whisper, "Thank you for the lesson." That's purpose maturity right there. Because purpose doesn't need permission, it needs consistency.
When you walk in purpose, your energy changes. There's this inner fire, calm but unstoppable. You wake up knowing there's something I'm meant to do today. You start showing up like you matter, because you do, and people feel that. The ones meant to walk with you will rise to meet your frequency. The rest will fade away. Don't chase the fading ones. They're not your enemy. They're your past. Purpose doesn't demand you fix everything. It demands you focus on what's yours. Let's be real. Walking in purpose isn't always glamorous. Some days you'll doubt it. Some days you'll feel unseen, unheard, or straight up tired. But those are the days you grow roots. Purpose isn't proven in the spotlight, it's proven in the shadows. When no one's clapping, but you keep going, that's the moment heaven takes notice. Don't get distracted by what's trending. You're not built for noise, you're built for impact. Feelings change every day. Faith doesn't. When your emotions say quit, your spirit says keep walking. When your plans fall apart, your peace says something better's coming. Faith is that quiet confidence that whispers, even if I can't see it yet, I know I'm still on track. You stop needing signs because your heart is the sign. It beats steady, it believes anyway, it walks forward anyway. That's divine discipline. Not everyone will understand the new you, and that's okay. When you rise, it exposes who was only comfortable with your struggle. Some folks loved you when you were broken because your light didn't challenge their shadows. But now that you're glowing, they feel exposed. Don't dim for that. Keep shining. You're not arrogant. You're aligned. You're not changing on them. You're growing beyond them. And trust me, the right tribe will recognize your frequency. They'll speak your language, peace, purpose, and power. Here's the real assignment. You're not just supposed to find purpose. You're supposed to reflect it. Your story is someone's roadmap. Your healing is someone's permission. Your light is a reminder that darkness doesn't win. When you walk in purpose, your life preaches louder than any words ever could. You become the message. You become living proof. Purpose doesn't rush. It doesn't compete. It doesn't panic. It moves with peace, steady, deliberate, patient. That's the rhythm of divine timing. Every step is sacred. Every detour is detail. Every delay is preparation. So stop stressing about how fast it's happening. God's not late. He's precise. And your breakthrough is arriving right on schedule. You don't have to chase your calling. You have to cooperate with it. Stay disciplined. Stay grounded, stay grateful, because walking in purpose means walking in trust, and trust means believing you're guided, even in silence. Don't look for shortcuts. You are the process, and every day you wake up, you're stepping closer to becoming what you were built for. This world is noisy, broken, and often cold, but you carry warmth. You carry light. You carry the kind of faith that turns fear into focus. So don't underestimate yourself. You're not here by accident. You're an answer in human form. Every smile, every kind word, every dream you refuse to bury, it all matters. That's purpose in motion. If this message hit your spirit, don't let it fade. Fire. Comment below, I'm walking in my purpose. Share this with your tribe, the ones who are ready to rise. And subscribe for more messages like this, because your spiritual growth isn't just a phase, it's a lifestyle. And remember this, chosen one, purpose isn't about finding your place in the world, it's about creating light wherever you stand. Keep walking, keep trusting. You're exactly where you need to be. Purpose doesn't end, it evolves. You made it here. Through every battle, through every night that tried to break you, you kept walking. You didn't understand it all, but you refused to give up. And somewhere in that struggle, you discovered something holy, your strength. You see, purpose isn't a destination. It's the person you become while walking through the fire. It's how you love even when it hurts. It's how you keep faith even when it's quiet. Every scar you carry, it's not proof that you were defeated. It's proof that you survived. Proof that grace never left your side. You used to ask, when will things change? But now you understand, you are the change. You're no longer waiting for signs. You've become one. Your peace speaks louder than pain. Your growth speaks louder than doubt. And your faith, it speaks in actions now. You've stopped trying to control the journey and started trusting the one who designed it. That's the shift. That's alignment. The truth is, the light you've been chasing was never somewhere out there. It was inside you the whole time, waiting to be remembered. It's the same light that carried you through loss. The same light that whispered, keep going, when no one else understood your path. And now that you see it, you can't go back to hiding it. You are the reflection of the divine, walking, breathing, shining proof that love still wins. Before you go, look around you. There are still hearts out there searching for the peace you just found. Be the voice that says, it's okay to start over. Be the smile that says you're not alone. Because walking in purpose isn't about perfection. It's about compassion. The same way you were lifted, now it's your turn to lift others. So breathe. Release the fear. Release the rush. You are exactly where you need to be. The light in you is not small. It's eternal. And every time you choose love over fear, every time you choose patience over pressure, every time you choose peace over panic, that light expands. You're not who you were. You're who you were meant to become. You are chosen, you are guided, and the light within you was never meant to fade.